What's up, motherfuckers? We're back with the Squadcast after some delay. I'm Tank Franklin.
Jonathan, a.k.a. Way Too Nice in the building.
And Gentle Warrior.
And starting out with the topic of gaming, as always, Gentle
Our favorite
Warrior.
subject, I'd have to say.
Oh, well, you know, it's the subject that we do the most, so I guess it's the thing that we should talk about first on every podcast.
Of course.
It only makes sense in
As
my
always.
eyes. So, Fortnite, topic of discussion as always on this fucking podcast, apparently. 50v50s have come out, gentlemen. Opinions.
Which Frank, believe it or not,
I actually
might have some
played.
mixed feelings about. Yeah, he played a little bit.
I played it.
50v50s is good. It's coming back and it's different too. They changed a couple things from the earlier version of it or whatever.
Oh, you
like
mean
they have
when they
as far as
originally did it?
2 buses coming. Yeah, like because this was a game that came out before, you know, like a game type or whatever. Like so now it has 2 buses and like a circle that you have like 7 minutes to get to. It's just one circle the whole time that has supply drops dropping. It's chaos. It's chaos.
I
It
thought
really
it was
is.
a good amount of fun, honestly.
Pretty exciting.
Dave?
Yeah, I mean,
Your
it's a lot of
opinions?
fun. I mean, it's definitely changed up Fortnite a lot because it's not classic Fortnite where it's just, I mean, it's still, the game type is, you know, to be the winning team, obviously, but it's more of a war. It's not really, you know, little squad battles where it's, you know, 4v4s or little tiny battles. It's really war where you could put a couple shots in somebody, stop worrying about him for a little bit, you know, shoot another guy, and like it's really about helping your team, lowering the health overall of most of the team.
Yeah,
And,
just
like,
having all teammates and enemies spread out all over the place, and like you could be in like a little 15v15 fight right here. You know what I mean? And there's a whole different fight going on. Like it gets intense. You know, you got all you hear is jump pads nonstop.
Yeah.
Like
No.
everybody, and like you're looking up because you hear your teammates like 10 people jump pad, and that could be an enemy jump pad right in there too. You know, and then you just it's crazy, man. It really is. Like just the positionings on the map and shit is crazy.
Yeah, because as you all know, I don't really like Fortnite that
Pure
much in general.
hatred. He's
I
beyond
don't hate
like.
the game. I don't know why you think
Every
I even
time.
played duos
Every
with
time
you after
for a year.
fucking we played 50v50
And you
just to
enjoyed
prove-
it. You loved it.
I fucking, yeah, it was kind of fun, and then I didn't feel like playing it. But fucking, I like the 50v50s, even though I haven't played it again since that fucking sesh. But they're fun because, like, the traditional Fortnite adrenaline rush is, like, you drop in, maybe there's a little bit of adrenaline rush right there when you're getting into fights, getting your guns. Then it's, like, you know, slow, downtime, then boom, just spiking adrenaline because you just got into another fight. This is like, alright, drop in, get your shit, go, move to the fucking place. Adrenaline starts slowly climbing. Then once you get into the thick of it, it's fucking peaking, like, it's that perfect curve of adrenaline rush that
And just all
I
the
like.
building, man. Like, there's literally just like, oh my god, Fortress
It
is like
feels like a
crazy.
goddamn
It's just-
war zone, which
it's
is what I was
intense,
hoping for.
And
'Cause-
nothing but loot scattered where all the bodies are. It's so hard to decipher your teammates from your enemies. You know what I mean? Because all it is just that one of them will have the arrow and one won't. You know, and like sometimes if they're out of range, it's intense, man. Like people can sneak around and get like 10 kills in a row, like
Yeah.
before your and the team even knows what's going on. You know what I mean? Like you see clips like that all over YouTube all the time. Like people rolling on people, like just not even paying attention and just literally kill like 7-8 people in a row.
That's
It's
one thing
intense.
for me personally, I suck at the game. Like, honestly, I suck at building and shit like that. I like it for that aspect where I don't have to really focus on building.
Yeah,
like,
you
I can
just
just let
run
you
around.
focus on the building, and I'll just pop shots at whoever's coming our
Yep.
way. Like, me and you are getting into some intense-ass fights, honestly.
Yup, sniper battles are fun. You know, it's just there's so much shit going on. It's intense. I mean, the wins out they don't count towards your profile. You know what I mean? Which really
Which
doesn't
is
matter.
gay
Yeah, it is
for
kind of
me,
gay.
because I have, like, no wins.
Yeah, you could have got a couple because you got a 50-50 shot. But then it gets
Although-
down to the last person, and it's like a 10-minute search for this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Trying to search for the last guy who's just hiding.
That kinda
It actually
gets
happened to me
tiring,
earlier.
though,
I was the last
honestly.
guy for a
I don't know.
second. I didn't even realize it.
I do like that aspect of the game, though, because, you know, if that guy's sneaky enough...
If it's
like,
1v6 or something, he could pull it off, like
Dude,
tactical. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
Tommy Gunn was telling us about the 1v20 video. Like, it can happen. I like that there's a scenario in the game where that can happen.
It was
you know?
it happened to me earlier, the first time ever that I was the last guy alive. Like I'm literally in a fight and we were down, like it was like 20 to 13 or whatever, and they were getting a gap on us or whatever, and then eventually I'm looking up at the map and it's just me. Like all the shooting kind of stopped. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I look around, it's just me. I like run away and I hit a jump pad real quick and there's only like 2 guys shooting me and I end up killing one. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to fuck some people up. And then the next guy they all just swarmed me like crazy once they heard the shots and killed me. But it gets crazy. Like we need to just 1v20, like you said. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know.
Dude,
You have
honestly,
chance to do some
a
crazy
strategy
shit.
that you can use whenever it's 1v20, whenever you're the last guy, is camp for a solid, like, at least 3 to 5 minutes. Like, legit camp in a bush, camp as hard as you can, where your
They start
enemies...
just fucking around.
Yeah, where they start fucking around and start shooting each other down, and, like, where they start messing with each other, where there's actually gunfire and nobody takes it seriously. Then you can come out and
just
really
sneak
start actually,
around, yeah.
killing people and... Yeah.
I mean, even if like it'd be even better. Like if you, let's say all four of us like we played, you know what I mean? And, like we were the last team. Like we made sure that we camped it out and like waited and like dude, because a lot of times it's close. Like it could be like, you know what I mean, 10 to 15 towards the end, or get down to where it could be like us four against like 6 or 7. You know what I mean? Then you got like a hit squad rolling
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
And that'd be such,
dude, we should try that next game. Is just camp it out. Like we'll get all looted up and just play super cautious to see if we can be the last 4 survivors.
That
would be good.
That could be great.
That would be awesome.
Be the last 4, and then you're just a hit squad, RPG, snipers, because you got all the loot from. Dude, I think that's gonna be fun, man. That'd be interesting.
That's the thing about that. In that though, I feel like it's a lot easier to get fucking separated and shit like that. You know.
But dude, but literally all you have to do is because there's the way they broke it up and they got 2 buses coming at each other like this. There's like certain parts of the map where nobody's gonna touch them because they're either so far from the circle or not. Like there could be a certain spawns when they're coming in where a whole town isn't touched, you know what I mean, at all. Like the whole town is just unlooted. We could land far away, all go in there and just stay far away from the circle, far away from the action, and just keep watching the numbers, you know what I mean? Like there could be 1 or 2 towns or like mini towns where we're getting all looted up and we don't even need to like spread out, you know what I mean?
And as long as we get a jump pad, we'll be able to get to the circle quick enough
we'll have
you know.
plenty of them because I think they spawn in more often.
Oh yeah,
in
they
this
do.
game because
Yeah,
they're
they
it
do.
does seem that way.
Yeah. So, dude, that's gonna be something to look out for. I think we can have fun doing that. I think we can pull it off to where we can kind of camp and just stay super cautious to where it's just 4 of us left,
That's what
and see what the number we got to go against is.
On
Just
the
have a hit
side-
squad.
On a side note, I do like, I don't know, I kind of want to, for not only video sake but just personal enjoyment sake, I kind of want to do like play games that you're not really supposed to, the way they're not supposed to be played. But not saying that's not the way that Fortnite or that
just
game
different ways.
Just play it differently. Like I was even thinking of Sea of Thieves. Like I kind of want to. I really want to. I was thinking of this today. This is a side tangent because we might talk about Sea of Thieves in a little bit, even though there's not much to talk about. Excuse me. But I was just thinking, I really want to like camp out on an island and just wait for a motherfucker with like a booby trap chest or something. I don't know. I just want to like. For video's sake, even if it takes me an hour of waiting there, I want to just completely troll somebody somehow in that game. But that's a side tangent. Do you got now? You guys might not even want to broach the subject, but should you guys share some horror stories of the worst Fortnite teammate ever? We don't have to mention his name, even though we'll never fucking watch it.
It's actually Fortnite players in general, Fortnite teammates in general, we can say.
But we can say the quintessential Fortnite bad teammate has played multiple games with these 2 fellers here for late night sessions because this particular person plays late nights. And like I said, he'll never fucking watch this. So if you guys
very
very
infamous for stealing some loot, you know, that wasn't per se earned by killing the guys and just. Leaving you out high and dry, being selfish. I mean, Fortnite players need to be selfless. If you want to be on a team, you got to be for the team, and it can fuck you.
That's the problem. Is like honestly, and the other thing is like we probably mentioned this on like previous podcasts, but like people in general have mainly like I feel like a lot of the players from like Call of Duties have been drawn to Fortnite for some odd reason.
You mean the little kids of fucking Xbox?
Exactly. That play like shooter games in general, not even first person shooters, but just shooter games. And they've just known nothing but KD or just as many kills as you can.
And bitch about kills.
Exactly.
In a squad-based Fortnite game.
That's what it comes down to. Is like really the only thing you're fighting for are wins.
That win.
That's the only thing that matters. Like I don't care if I get 0 kills. The win is all that matters.
Yeah.
And
you can pull off games and duos where you literally have 0 kills and it comes down to the last one. You play your cards right. You just kill that one guy and that's it. Done. You
exactly.
win, it's not about the kills. It's about just getting a win.
But yeah, just people in general fucking are so worried about kills. So I mean, that makes it annoying to play with. But
we're gonna turn Frank around, and Frank's gonna start playing it more.
On a super lesser side note, what about
lesser?
A super lesser side note?
Does this need a jingle?
Nah, but
super lesser.
This one's not as important. But how do you guys feel about Builder Pro?
Builder Pro.
Well, as somebody who barely plays the game, I mean, the building felt just as clunky to me as it does on the normal setting. So I guess I don't know. I guess it means it's
But I'm saying, like,
my problem
for me
with Builder
personally
Pro,
right now, but I can see how it could be faster.
My problem with Builder Pro is that I have a lot of hours in the game now, and I've played a lot of just the regular, Combat Pro or whatever it is, and I've gotten so used to it to now. Like I just recently, like these past couple weeks, feel like my building's pretty on point now. You know, I mean, there's some lagging and bullshit, and I botch sometimes in the heat of the moment. But for the most part, I'm pretty fast with it. You know, and I got it down pat. So switching now is like real hard for me. Like I tried a couple games, and it's just like I'm struggling. Like and then I'm like, oh man, I don't want to die on some bullshit. I got good guns. You know, if I commit to doing it, I can see how it can be faster. A lot of people are saying it actually makes console players a little bit closer to PC players as far as building goes because it's that much faster. But
that's the only reason that like Fortnite dropped it is they wanted it to be like a lot easier to dedicate just certain keys to building instead of having to switch through your
like clunky ass UI.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like it a lot. You know, I've made the switch. Like at first, it's definitely hard to get used to, and I definitely lost plenty of games to it, and not even that, just like died plenty of times from it. But I don't know. All in all, it makes you feel like you're actually
make you faster. Definitely.
To me, it seems a little bit. I mean, to a smaller extent, but like in COD, when you would switch from default to tactical, at least for me,
like tough transition kind of. Yeah.
Well, at first it was, but then once you're like playing with tactical and like that's your thing, like I felt like it was better because like the whole thing with tactical is you don't have to move your thumb off the stick to press B to crouch. You can keep your thumb on the stick the whole time, so you technically have more control of your guy or whatever the fuck. But I remember back in the day, you guys played on fucking default, so you could switch my fucking controls every single time you would hop on COD. But yeah, it kind of seems like that to me.
I
just got to the point now where it's like, all right, my building's kind of fast now. And I feel like it's not going to make that much of a difference for me. You know what I mean? Like, in the long run, it might make me a little faster, but struggling for a couple weeks to get used to it is going to be, it's unnecessary for me at this point. I feel like,
which is kind of like the same thing with tactical. Like, you never
if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's preference, really.
So. Is there anything in the pipeline about Fortnite that you guys know
They're
about?
still just teasing about these meteors. They're still teasing about these meteors. Now they got TVs scattered around that have like an emergency fucking beacon kind of going, like they're saying that it's getting closer. You know what I mean? And the season's coming to an end, so they're gonna do something. There's all kinds of conspiracy theories about this meteor dropping. Is it gonna hit tilted? Is it not? You know what I mean? You never know.
I was watching like one of the popular streamers, and they were pretty much saying
popular streamer.
Who was it exactly?
Do they get a plug on this show that has way less viewers than they do?
Yeah, I honestly forget who it was, and they have way more viewers regardless. I mean, they're known, I'm sure. But
look up the popular Fortnite streamer.
But pretty much, long story short, they were saying if you turn your brightness all the way down and look in the meteor, apparently you can see a UFO.
Dude.
And then there was another. There's one of the Morse codes again. That I don't know if it's a vibration or what it is,
something's gonna happen. I'm thinking maybe post-apocalyptic world or something. Like they're saying, there's all different types of conspiracy theories as to what it could be.
Oh my god!
But it's got to be coming the end of the season. Like that's really the only time that they would do it. You know what I mean? Like it's coming. Like they're gonna do something big, I guess, going in the next season, and it's gonna have an impact on what the skins are, maybe what the map areas look like, or something like that.
I think some hardcore research needs to be done in like the deep web to get down to this.
Gotta find out.
Deep web.
But the thing is with Fortnite too, it's like these guys. I was reading something earlier online. It was kind of saying like they could even be kind of going off of these conspiracy theories and like deciding what they want to do as they go.
That's probably what they're doing, honestly.
Yeah, like
they just put a thing in the sky with no idea as to what the hell they actually want to do with it, and it's just like, all right, we'll leave it up there for like 3 months and just like sift through all the feedback that we get from all these people
until
talking
they get
about
their
it
own
on
kind
the forums.
of idea,
and then we'll just take the like 5 best ideas and steal them and give nobody credit and then put it in the game.
I think that's an awesome idea though.
Well, yeah,
it's clever, you know what I mean? Because it's like using it's like, all right, well they're gonna inadvertently decide what's going to happen in this game. Like it's almost like a fan picked kind of, you know what I mean? But not, you know.
And kind of like another game, Sea of Thieves, where fucking like a lot of the new content that's going to be coming out for that game is apparently from like fan feedback and shit like that.
That's a cool way to go about it, man. It really is. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's the smart way to do it.
And the suspense about it and shit. You know what I mean? You're just going to hop on and you're going to get like. They're always adding new shit in Fortnite. Like, they added the guided missiles. They took them away because it was glitchy or something. Now they added some sticky grenades.
Are the guided missiles gone?
Yeah, I don't know if they're for good, but yeah, they're out.
Shout out to Fortnite, though, because I remember at one time...
Fortnite.
I got respect for them for this. I'm happy they didn't do this. But it literally came up to where, like, on screen it was showing, like, jetpack coming soon. And they scratched it and never came out with it. Thank you for that, because I feel like that's going to fuck the
That's
game
coming with the meteorite. That might be why the meteorite is actually just a meteorite full of jetpacks. So when it lands, they will explode.
I feel like that's why they took it off though, because they feel like, all right, people are right. It's gonna ruin the fucking game. Like I really think it would.
It would destroy the point of building. Honestly, if you could build a fort and somebody could just jetpack up into it, it would Why build
I
a
just
fort and
don't
waste
like
your
it.
materials?
I just the idea of people jetpacking around with rocket launchers like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
That
ridiculous
would
because the
be-
rocket launchers people use them as shotguns.
That
Like,
used to be the tactic in fucking GCI.
Yeah.
Jetpack rocket launchers. How fucking annoying was that shit?
Exactly. Ruin the game. Don't do it.
Anything with jetpacks and rocket launchers sucks a dick. That's confirmed here on the
Honestly,
show.
I'm at the point where RPGs are just a little OP in fucking Fortnite. Where
People can use them as
if they got
shotguns,
rid
no
of
bases down.
RPGs, I would have no problem because then it would just be gunfights and that's all. I mean, yeah, you have grenades and like your sticky bombs. That would be cool. Whatever.
You mean build
But-
fights?
I mean, yeah,
That's
you
what this game really comes down.
you
to.
have
Good
that, but I mean, you got
old-fashioned
it. You have to take it for what it is. I mean, you put
Yeah, it's
building
just
in the
part of the
game, and
game,
that's what people are
yes.
going to do with it. But
They get intense too.
I don't know. RPGs make it where the game is annoying. Like Jonathan said, it's a shoddy. It's a shoddy where you don't have to be accurate
People
at all.
perfected it where they can just jump around and use it without damaging
around.
themselves. You know what I mean? Like they run up and you got a shotgun, they're jumping and doing ridiculous splash damage. So you're trying to build. You know what I mean? But it's just it's 1-2 shots and you're done with it. You know what I mean? It's hard to hit them.
But fuck Fortnite.
Yeah, we beat it in the ground.
Another game season coming to an end though. Overwatch. Me and Jonathan fucking are like just out of plat right now. I'm pretty sure it's like the last day to get back into plat, but next season Brigitte and competitive. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. You know what I mean? It's kind of sucks we're falling out of plat at the very end. We're gonna have a little power session to finish off this season to get back into platinum. But
Yep.
Overwatch is kind of in the same song and dance. You know what I mean? You hop on, you might have a couple good games, you might get some decent teammates, but the people that play this game ruin it, and it's so frustrating. And I just can't wrap my finger around why. You play Overwatch and you get a team of people that don't understand the game, don't care about the game, they're playing competitive but no care in the world, or just they don't know how to play, who to pick, they don't know what to do, like they don't group up, like there's no communication. It's frustrating. It really is. You know what I mean? It kind of keeps me off of Overwatch sometimes.
We just
All
need
right.
that full team eventually. But
Here-
fucking on, are you going?
Yeah, on Overwatch. Yeah, this is the time to debate it. Why would you guys not want 3v3 competitive? If they were to release it, say they have the normal competitive season and
you wanna hear the
3v3.
real reason why
Yes.
I think it would not work? The maps would be too big for it.
Well, no, I mean, all right, say they downsize the maps, they make them...
You-
they
Which I
Yeah.
think that's what they do for quick play. I think it's the regular map,
Yeah,
but they
but
only use
the
chunks of them.
3v3s that they have right now are currently only deathmatch.
yeah,
Are
but no,
you saying 3v3s full fucking
Payloads
objectives
and
You either-
and all that?
Yeah, full payloads, but all right,
that
say
would
for
be-
instance
I
the
don't know.
payload's half the distance. They downsize the maps and
Yeah,
they
They
make
could
it-
work it out to where it would be fun, and I would totally play. Like I think
I
it'd be
don't
fun to play. We would automatically have a full squad because 3 people is easy to get. You know what I mean? Instead of having to try to get 6, and I think it would be fun, and especially if it's competitive, it would give you a reason to play it. And I think it'd be a fun change from the 6-man teams where we're doing nothing but bitching about the fucking teammates. We eliminate them. You know what I mean? Like we only have to have 3 people, whatever the game types, how it is, whatever players we got to pick, whatever characters we got to pick. I feel like it eliminates the teammates. So I'm all for.
And now,
for it.
wouldn't it make focus fire a lot more effective and a lot more like make that the main objective is to focus fire each person like all focus DPS or all focus healer like
It'd be
wouldn't that make
Yeah,
that
but
pretty much
at the
like
same
so
time,
It's hard
I
to say
feel
if it
like-
would get popular or not, but it'd be interesting.
I don't know. I feel like the game would just play a lot differently with just 3 people on the team. You know what I
Team
mean?
comps
I
would be
feel like
totally different. Like there'd
team
be a certain
comps would
metas
be
that might
fucking a lot different, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like there would be so much more cases of just one team stomping the other team. Like
Yeah.
that happens a good amount of times now, but I feel like if you just had 3v3s, that would accentuate it like 10 times. Honestly.
But don't you feel more confident about like say for instance us 3 or whatever running in there and trying to stop a team that's kind of sweeping us? We change up the team a little bit and then wouldn't you feel more confident about 3 people
I
running
mean,
in
yeah, I
versus-
guess because it's just us, but at the same time, I feel like at that point, like if they have the team comp figured out or whatever, I feel like they're just gonna keep smashing us. If they're
Yeah.
better than us, they're gonna keep smashing us in that situation because it's not gonna be hard to just stay right on top of the small ones or stay right on top of the objective.
Well, I'd
or
rather
whatever it
lose.
would be.
I'd rather lose to people that are pure better than me than
All right.
be losing to people that I know I'm better than. But it's just the fucking teammates. They get like we'll hop on. It'll put us in with another team. Like let's say we're playing 3-mans. We got 3 TVs going, 3 fucking people playing, coordinated, picking everything. Rolling together. We lost that game because we played against another 3-man, but their 3 randoms just stuck with the team, picked good players. Like I feel like Overwatch to solve the problem all they would need to do to the matchmaking is base it off of hours played with certain characters. It would not be hard for them to come up with a fucking algorithm or a way to pick it to where it's like, okay, these 3 guys are playing, all tanks, you know what I mean? So like you kind of base the lobby off of that, and I feel like you would automatically get way better team comps, teams that flow together better, and it would just work all better. You know what
people
I mean?
have talked about they should add
like these faggots that have fucking like 10 hours in sniper and like no hours and nothing else, are kind of like newbie or whatever. They would only put one of them on a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of you could get stuck with 3 people that just dick around with Widows and Hanzos or Sombras and just suck ass. You know what I mean? Instead of just sticking you with one, I don't know. I think that would solve a lot of fucking problems.
Well, yeah, another suggestion I've
played.
heard is that you make it so when you go into matchmaking, you click like, oh, I prefer to play Lucy or I prefer to play fucking Roadhog or whatever. Like, you pick the player or the character that you're like looking to play when you hop on.
So Overwatch and the servers
will match you
pick
up
the team comp.
Yeah,
they not pick it,
exactly.
but they give you a better chance of getting a team comp.
I don't know. I feel like the game like does kind of try to do that in a sense, though, because we always get thrown on teams where nobody wants to fucking pick a healer, and all we do is play fucking healers. So I guess it.
But
does
is that the
already,
game's
kinda.
matchmaking, or is that just people playing
is.
Call
That's
of Duty and then
society.
saying,
That
"Oh,
is
kill,
society.
kill"?
Yeah, that is people.
I don't know.
That ruined this game.
Because I really think it's the kill thing. Because
I feel
my
like it's
lord,
a little bit of both.
my
Honestly.
attraction
'Cause
to jump on.
There has to be some sort
Why
of
haven't
thing.
they done this, man? It'd be so easy for them to do. They would be kind of like kind of making sure the teams are getting team comp right there. Instead of you throwing 2 people in that all they play is Reaper and McCree, and you could tell by the way that they play, that's all they play. You don't get 2 of them in the same match. You know what I mean? Like you just need the one. You know what I mean? Like, and then it would give you another healer or somebody that mains a tank. Like it would make so much more sense.
Yeah, it'd be great.
You'd be guaranteed team comp every time because more often than not you hop on and that's what I strive for. I'm watching like, all right, who we picking? Like I pick my character based off of team comp, When you get a good one, you're like, all right, I like my chances of winning. If you had that every game with people that had hours in the characters they're picking, not just picking them because they want to comp out,
yeah,
it would make the game 100 times better. I don't know how they haven't done it.
I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like there is some kind of a system in there, but it doesn't exactly work right, at this moment or whatever.
That is true.
No, it definitely doesn't.
They might implement it a little bit already.
But fucking on a side Overwatch note, fucking Overwatch League Stage 3 has been starting up, blah, blah, blah. But I read some fucking shit, like, I don't know, this must have been like 2 weeks ago at this point. The team Boston Uprising, which I don't know if you know this, is actually owned by Robert Kraft.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No shit. I didn't
Like,
know that.
most of the Overwatch League teams
I haven't
are
followed
owned...
too much Overwatch.
They're owned by, like, real, either legit, like, esports teams or actual team
If Robert
owners
Kraft-
and shit like that.
If Robert Kraft owns an Overwatch team, that means there's money to be made.
Exactly.
He's making money some way, shape, or form.
The, like, Comcast...
Which is surprising to me because I didn't think that Overwatch would be generating any sort of
Dude,
income
they
or
get so
revenue
many
like
fucking
that.
views on Twitch, though. It's like,
Yeah.
gets a lot of traffic.
Oh yeah, they live stream a lot of their shit on Twitch, right?
That's
So
all they do is
they
live
But
get
isn't that
paid.
most of the outside of the United States though? Isn't a
Can be.
majority of the views in
I don't think it matters,
Asian
though.
countries, European countries?
I don't
Getting
think it
paid,
matters, as
paid
long
for
as
all
they're
the views
getting-
and the
I know.
advertisements. The
Yeah, they're definitely
advertisements.
making money.
But fucking... That's not even what I want to talk about, though. But that team, there's a player on their team going by the name of Dream Caspers, and he was fired from said team for apparently, quote, grooming underage girls and, like, trying to, like, bribe them with, like, Overwatch League tickets and trying to, like, hook up with them and shit like that.
What?
Yeah, like 13 and 14-year-old girls,
that's
apparently,
sick.
this motherfucker was trying to, like, hook up with and shit. Bribing them with Overwatch League tickets and
Wow.
shit. Needless to say, he's been fired from the team. And I guess it's working out for him because last time I checked on the fucking Winston's Lab, they were, like, 6-0 in Stage 3, so they're fucking killing it. And they've
rid of
been
him. He
a
was a
pretty shitty
toxin.
team. Apparently, the cancer destroying the team from within.
Yeah, man, Overwatch, man, it can be such a fun game, but I just struggle playing it because of the teammates.
Yeah, but fucking enough of the gaming fucking subject because fucking fuck gaming. Preacher, season 3.
When?
When? I got a date. June 24th.
Awesome.
Coming back. We've mentioned Preacher on here before.
briefly because it was out of season when we started messing around.
I buried it a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I'm a super fan of the comic book. The show is not the comic book, so whatever. I mean, what can I expect, really? But I'm excited for season 3. I'm sure you're excited for season 3.
Absolutely, man. I feel like
Dave?
it's been a
I'll
long
definitely
wait.
watch it.
Is
I gotta watch
excited for
season 1 and 2, but
Yeah, if you watch season 1 and 2, you're gonna fall in love with it. I'll tell you what. To this day, honestly, I have to go back and watch it just for this. We got
That
throw it on
one
one
scene?
time. You already knew what I was.
I've
my
seen
God.
bits and pieces of Preacher,
That
like, a couple
scene,
episodes,
man,
but
where like literally there's like a fucking 12-man. You gotta forgive me on this because I haven't paid attention to Preacher a while. All right.
The Grail.
The Grail had like a 12-man, 15-man like military hit squad come in, and like the camera angles that they used was like top-notch fucking TV right there.
It was like fucking
first person mode.
yeah, like first person night vision.
Like you were hearing their mics, like the little, like they were whispering and shit, and like you were seeing night vision to what they were seeing, and they rolled up on Jesse's hotel where it's just Jesse, Tulip, Cassidy, and Cassidy's fucking dad, who I think they just turned into Cassidy's son. I'm sorry, who they just turned into a vampire. Long story short, they come in military style, kick the door in, and you just see fucking Cassidy come in all vampired out, and like there's like 10 of them shooting him and stabbing him, and he's just fucking them up, and like the one comes into Jesse's bedroom and Jesse fucks him up and like uses the word on him, makes him kill all his boys. Like the camera angles and just the intensity of that
This
scene.
was the opening, the cold open to the show. Like the show like has like a first like 5-minute chunk, and then it plays the like opening credits or whatever. This was the opening 5-minute chunk of the show.
Some of the best
like,
TV I've seen, man. Just the
that was
camera angles and
banging.
the intensity of the scene. It was
So yeah.
That was Preacher is a very good fucking show. You gotta go out and watch it. And season 3 is gonna be interesting because they're gonna be showing a lot of Jesse's mother, I believe, and they're gonna show like his family and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
From like where he grew up.
No, well, it's gonna be Jesse's grandmother. And
okay.
her fucking Goonie Goons, which they've ruined.
Because Tulip just died. Bless you. Because Tulip just died, right? Or got.
She got shot by the bitch who was working for the Grail. I'm pretty sure,
I
right?
think so. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think so.
It's gonna be interesting.
Preacher is an awesome show, and it's gonna be intense. There's a lot of fucked up shit that can be in it. Like reading the
They're
comics,
not
there's
even
a lot
gonna
of
do
intense
half
shit.
of the fucked up shit.
Well, they're gonna do
The
some shit.
fucking-
Because Seth Rogen, I believe, is one of the writers. I got a couple good writers, I believe, in that show. Like they're gonna do the good things with it.
The first thing I heard before I even read Preacher, the description I heard of it that like got me interested in the book, is like somebody was describing one scene in the book. You probably remember it, but he's like, if you want to know about Preacher, there's a scene in it where a guy wipes a retard's ass to help him escape from his chains or escape from captivity, and then he shoots him in the head. No, I think he just said he wipes a retard's ass and then he shoots him in the head. So that right there, I mean, if you're interested in that, read Preacher.
It's just crazy, fucked up shit, man. Like an interesting storyline to it and stuff, and like the characters are badass. The actors that play
The best part about it, though, I feel like, is the fact that like it starts about one thing and then it slowly becomes about something else. But at the same time, that the thing that it's originally about is like still there, like in the background. I don't know.
They're going to be mixing up the way that the comics did things. I mean, obviously they can't pack 6 books, pretty much 6 comics of like, you know what I mean?
Who says they can't?
I mean, they can, but it's just they got.
If they wanted to make a banger show,
they're
gonna
do it. They're gonna do it their way. Like they got the Odin Quincannon out early. You know, like I feel like they're just gonna go in their kind of their own order, and they got to do it differently for TV. But I like what they're doing so far with it, honestly. But I watched a couple episodes or a full season at least of Preacher before I even picked up the comics and read it. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different reading the whole comics and then you're waiting to see the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you're
it's
waiting
kinda,
for something to actually happen.
It was kind of happened, but it kind of
comics.
happened to me. You know what I mean? At the same time, and I liked it. It gave the characters in the comics, it gave them voices. You know what I mean? It gave them kind of faces. Being able to see them from the TV show, I'm telling you, like Cassidy and Jesse, you're like the way that they act, the way that they talk, it's all fucking pure comic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they did keep a lot of the roots there. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
One thing I don't even think we mentioned last time that I will say is one of the things from season 2 that, because season 2 was like a lot of the shit that happens in season 2 is way different than what happens in the comics. I think one of the things that I really liked though was fucking Arseface in Hell. That whole like side story going on.
Hell was very
good.
interesting
Yeah, I know.
too. Hell was
Fucking-
very interesting when they go to hell, man. It's fucking cool.
He
shit.
gets like involved with Hitler and shit. Like, and when he leaves,
Comes almost friends with Hitler.
He
kinda.
does kind of.
Yeah.
You never trust Hitler, dude. You never trust Hitler. But yeah, and when he leaves Hell, that was like a great saga. But all right, so yeah, fucking talked about Preacher and whatnot. some
A lot of fucked up crazy shit in Preacher.
fucked up
Preacher's a
crazy.
banger.
Preacher is a banger. I've said this before. It's one of my favorite comic books ever. Go
There's
read
just
the
so many
comic.
different storylines that can happen, you know, and it's like different chunks and they're in different places dealing with different things, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different chapters in it. It's fun.
The
I'm excited for season
show
3.
you should watch. The comic that should be higher on your priority list though, is reading the comic before you watch the show, because the show doesn't even compare to the comic, although it's good. But let's brush over some other fucking entertainment news. Sad news. R. Lee Ermey, fucking the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket,
I did see that.
fucking dead, unfortunately. Dave, your thoughts?
It is sad. Also, the actor
Dave's hot
from
take.
Austin Powers, Mini-Me,
Oh yeah,
also
he
died.
Oh yeah, Mini-Me
Equally
went
as sad.
down.
Equally as sad.
I mean, in a way.
Shout out to both of them.
R. Lee Ermey was fucking. I mean, just that one performance though, it's like fucking one of the most.
He was
legendary.
definitely more of a main character. Like Mini-Me literally had like no line. I mean, like
you could
literally,
argue Mini-Me was actually kind of more of a main character though, because he was in like 2 movies
I mean,
of a franchise.
well, no, I mean there was
R.
also
Lee
Powers,
Ermey's
Dr.
only
Evil, like,
in half of Full Metal Jacket technically.
I mean, yeah,
he had to have done a couple
but he
other
still
things.
had a lot of, you know.
I know he's been in other movies and shit,
Yeah, no,
and
he
he
had
had
a
his own TV show on History Channel where he just shot like watermelons with machine
I
guns.
think I do remember.
I forget what the name of that show was, like Locked and Loaded or something like that with R. Lee Ermey. But that performance, I mean, one of the most legendary performances in any movie ever.
Yeah,
like
Full Metal
fucking,
Jacket's a banger.
that shit's so great. But so yeah, sad, unfortunate news. Unfortunate news for another celebrity, but not quite as sad, more funny. Do you know T.J. Miller?
T.J. Miller.
He's been in a bunch of comedy movies and shit like that. I think he was in that. What the fuck is the name of that movie? Like Christmas Office Party or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But I'm sure he's been in at least one movie that you fucking heard of or something. But this is like a couple weeks ago. Apparently he got arrested for calling in like a fake bomb threat.
T.J. Miller, stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian.
Yes, he was in that movie, the Office Party.
Where did he call? Where did he call in
T.J.
this?
Miller, stand-up comedian.
Where did he call in this bomb?
He
at?
called in a fake bomb threat he was on a train. Sorry, people, I'm fucking with my fucking pop filter. He was on a train or something, or a bus or something.
Amtrak train.
Amtrak. See, Jonathan's got the story.
Where at? What city?
He was
In-
arrested at New York City's
Oh, my
LaGuardia Airport after he allegedly made a false bomb threat on an Amtrak train in March, authorities said.
Yeah, and the story goes that apparently he was like arguing. He was drunk as fuck on the train, arguing with some lady or whatever, and then like, I guess he got pissed at her and called it a bomb threat. But then I don't know. It was just a funny, weird story that fucking like, I don't know, some
He
random
was
celebrity.
intoxicated and drank several alcoholic drinks during the train ride, the complaint said.
Getting drunk on the train, apparently.
Yeah, getting turned up on the
Yeah.
train.
You know, always a
That's how
good
you do it.
time.
But yeah, that was just a random fucking.
He is
news
funny
story
as
I
shit. He's
seen.
in Deadpool too, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's like Deadpool's little buddy.
Yeah,
kinda.
there you go.
That's
There you
T.J.
go.
Miller.
Deadpool's buddy.
Deadpool 2's coming out too soon. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Deadpool 2. Fucking, should we mention that Infinity War is coming out
Infinity
like
Wars
today?
has dropped today. I am dragging my ass to any movie theater tomorrow, and I'm going to fucking watch it if it's not sold out.
Stoked.
I am super excited for Infinity Wars. It's gonna be the best Marvel movie out. It's action packed, probably with all the superheroes in it facing Thanos. It's gonna be interesting. So next week we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know. I might have to go see it too, just so we can fucking
Let's
all talk
do
about
it because it's gonna be a banger.
So, yeah. Infinity War is in the pipeline. T.J. Miller got arrested. R. Lee Ermey's dead. It's been a crazy world in the world of entertainment. So, moving on to sports entertainment. Fucking, first thing I should fucking mention is, I seen a rumor, which I think this rumor has since been fucking proven to be false, but, UFC are looking for a new, they're up for a new TV deal. The rumor that I seen was that ESPN and NBC were going to split the deal at, like, I have it written down, $160 million a year for each of them to split. So a total of what, $320 million total, which is a fucking hefty chunk. Because currently, which I think this has been it's false now. I think right now, currently, that deal is going to be Fox and ESPN splitting the UFC deal. I don't know if it's the same price, but I've heard that Fox was only going to offer like 200 million, but if this goes through, UFC is going to make significantly more money than they were making on TV, which will be interesting. But the interesting part for the fans and viewers of the sport, pay-per-views are going to apparently be reduced to 6 per year. This is in the rumor that I read. I don't know if this is still true standing, but it seems like it could be. Pay-per-views reduced to 6 per year, which is good because right now UFC's oversaturated as fuck with pay-per-views and events. New weight classes, 165 men's division and 105 women's division. Could be interesting. Particularly the 165 division, because fighters like Nate Diaz have always claimed that like if there was a 165 division, he'd be champ of it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of fighters right now that are kind of too big for lightweight.
What is it, 155 to 185?
155 to 170 right now.
Okay.
So if they were to introduce 165, they would move welterweight up to 175, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because right now you have fighters that are kind of in between that 155, 170, where they're a small welterweight but a big lightweight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be interesting. They should do that.
That, I think, would be one of the most stacked divisions, honestly, if that came out. Because think of how stacked lightweight and welterweight right now. You're going to get the cross of both of those, like... I think they need to introduce that belt soon.
That is pretty smart of them. They should do that ASAP. That would make for good fights, I think.
Yeah, but then there's always the argument though of too many belts. That too many belts kind of makes it seem
watered down a little bit.
Watered down, yeah. Like even right now, like the average like person who knows about UFC probably only knows like a couple of the champions, if like any of the champions really, because there's so many of them. But last shit though. In this deal where it was saying that ESPN and NBC were going to split it, like I said, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's ESPN and Fox are going to split it now. But it was also rumored that each of the networks is going to have their own exclusive fighters that, like, say, like, Cowboy Cerrone only fights on ESPN, but Khabib Nurmagomedov only fights on, Fox or whatever.
Yeah, like SmackDown and fucking Raw.
SmackDown and Raw, dueling brands.
We had a good idea, and then that was just a bad idea. They should not do that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but in the same time, I could see why, like, ESPN or Fox would want certain guys on their shit and not on the others, you know what I mean? I could understand it from their perspective, but
are they going to crossfight though and have like events?
I would feel like on the pay-per-views, just where they would fight each other.
Like wrestling. They should stay away from that.
I don't think
add another belt.
I don't know if that's UFC, you know what I mean? I feel like that's more the Fox and ESPN shit or whatever. But like you said, it is kind of more like wrestling and kind of waters it down more. Dave, thoughts?
Like you guys pretty much said. I don't know. There shouldn't be too many belts.
All right.
I don't know. I'm pretty much agreeing.
And they want to try to move Fight Pass prelims to like the ESPN streaming service or the whatever it would be, Fox streaming service or whatever. Which, as a person who's subscribed to Fight Pass, I personally haven't watched a fucking prelim on Fight Pass in like a year. So for me, it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, it's like I would be losing fights that I should be able to watch, so I guess it's kind of gay, but whatever. I don't know. We'll see when it happens. But moving on in sports entertainment and sporting news, do you want to mention Des Bryant before I mention another ex-Cowboy?
I guess I have to mention that my beloved Des Bryant is no longer a Dallas Cowboy. Somewhat old news.
It was a day of mourning.
Couple weeks old now, yeah. I guess they couldn't come to an agreement on maybe the pay and his production and stuff like that. So that
what it really came down to was
pretty unexpected, honestly, because
he
he's
came
a
in
Cowboy.
the back room. Jerry Jones is like, "Listen, motherfucker, you didn't catch dick this season. You're gone. You're gone, buddy. You're gone."
I actually think, from the interviews I've seen with Jerry Jones and Des Bryant, it was actually kind of a hard decision for Jerry Jones, honestly. Like, he had a lot of the other coaches.
I'm sure it was.
There's a lot of the other coaches that were saying, like, you know, that's kind of money we could use elsewhere. Like, we do really well in the draft. We can pick somebody up. We picked up Alan Hearns, I believe, from the Jaguars, who's another
We'll see how he does.
He's another 6'1", 6'2", kind of good, nice receiver, nice size, you know, could be interesting. He was good for the Jags. It's going to be interesting, you know. It's kind of, I'm sad, obviously, because Des Bryant, he had a lot better career when Tony Romo was there because him and Tony Romo had a lot better connection, and Tony Romo would throw up them 50-50 balls. You know what I mean? Dak Prescott, he's a good quarterback, young quarterback, but he plays different. He doesn't like throwing in tight coverage. He doesn't like throwing interceptions. His touchdown interception ratio is very good. He likes, he's more precise with it. He doesn't like taking them chances. So Dez Bryant not being able to break away speed or not being able to use a lot of different routes to where he's breaking people's ankles and stuff, he's never going to really be wide open. He's not burning these young corners, you know what I mean? So Dak's not throwing them up. So his production sucked because of it. And also Dak was struggling because he didn't get protection. We didn't have a run game. I mean, I think they jumped the gun and cut Dez Bryant way too early. But I understand having to free the cap space, and I think the Cowboys will be okay without him. It sucks, but we're going to be fine without him. I mean, we got a lot of things going for us this season.
Yeah.
Zeke coming in and giving the Cowboys a taste of what our team can be when we went fucking 12-3 or whatever it was the other season, a season ago. And he kind of fucked the season up with all the suspension bullshit, and they really screwed us up big time. So we're going to be coming back with a full team next season. Our defense is starting to play a little better. I'm excited for what the Cowboys are going to do.
What do you think about the rumors where Dez apparently said, like...
I'm going to see you twice a year or something. I think
yeah.
he prematurely said that just because he was angry at the decision. I think he just kind of said that, like, I'm going to go out of my way to try to be on them teams. But then he realized, like, damn, they don't really want to pay me or it's not a good fit. Like, I think he jumped the gun on that.
I don't see why the Giants don't pick him up.
He turned down a deal from the Ravens, per se, a multi-year deal. The Ravens
turned it down, eh?
Yeah, so
that means he's gonna.
He wants somewhere else.
He wants you.
It's all going to be interesting. After the draft is probably when he's going to be getting signed somewhere. The draft is happening right now, mind you.
Shit's popping off.
The Giants picked Saquon Barkley, the top running back in the league.
Who'd the Browns go with? They were the first pick, right?
Baker Mayfield. They took a quarterback.
That QB?
Up, some would say he's the best quarterback in the draft. A lot of people say Saquon Barkley was by far the best running back in the draft. He shattered.
How many picks have gone through?
I think they're at like number 5 right now. I think the Broncos just picked the defensive end at number 5.
Okay.
So there's been a couple.
This is happening live, people, live
right now.
So, what the hell else was I about to say? Oh yeah, there's rumors that during the draft, because the Eagles obviously have the 32nd pick, the last pick. That's what happens when you're Super Bowl champions, everybody. But there's apparently a rumor that when they come out to announce their pick, there's going to be some big surprise or whatever. And I seen somebody on Reddit saying that it's going to be fucking Dez is going to come out in an Eagles jersey and announce the fucking 32nd pick or whatever.
That would be the ultimate.
How salty would you be if that happened? If we just scooped them just to spite you? Because wouldn't. Honestly, I would hope we never did that because we don't need him.
I would lose all respect for him, and he would lose all respect for himself. Going to the Cowboys, he paid it for years. I mean, a lot of
lose all respect for himself, going to do a Super Bowl championship team.
Fuck them. They're scummy ass Eagles. And if we had our running back, we would have been fighting for playoff spot as well. So wait till next season.
All right. Next season is coming sooner than you know it.
Fuck them Eagles. You can have that, Brian. We don't fucking need his ass. That's why we call him.
I already told you we don't need him.
Yeah, we'll see.
Is there a team that needs him is the real question. Where do you think he's going? If you were a team that is looking for a veteran receiver, what's the team?
I would go with a young team, maybe like a Jacksonville Jaguars. I feel like they could use him.
I was thinking
Colts,
Buccaneers, maybe.
They have Deshaun Jackson and they have Mike Evans, who Deshaun's kind of a diva. Like they kind of got their guys.
But they're kind of young still. I'm saying, I guess Dez isn't that much older than them. What about like a team like Houston? They got that Deshaun Watson kid. He needs somebody to throw the ball.
I'll tell you what, wherever he goes, he's gonna flourish. I think he's still got a lot left in him, and I think if he gets,
he's gonna be playing with something to prove.
And if he gets a quarterback that likes to sling it, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna be fine. Like he'll catch them 50-50 balls still. He can impact games. You know, he's a big physical receiver. He's still got it in him. He makes them free catches.
What about the Niners?
With Jimmy G? That would be good. I don't think they really have a connection. Receiver.
That could be a connection.
They just paid him a lot of money, so it comes down to how much money. You know, Dez Bryant probably got cut because he wouldn't take a pay cut, so he's not gonna want to go nowhere for no cheap bucks.
I don't know. I've heard rumors saying that like he kind of made it seem like they didn't even offer him a pay cut. Like, he kind of implied, like, if they would have offered him a pay cut, he would have taken it. At least, I don't know. I haven't read too much about it, but that's kind of the impression I got.
The emotional Dez Bryant interview that I saw, he was kind of saying it wasn't Jerry Jones. It was a lot of the different coaches and stuff. And he was being...
Jason Garrett.
He was being very professional. He wasn't dropping names and bashing nobody. You could tell.
Should have bashed everybody, honestly. Went out slinging.
He wanted to spend the rest of his season there. I mean, the rest of his season, his rest of his career there. He wanted to finish as a Dallas Cowboy. He was wearing 88 as Michael Irvin's number, and he had a close relationship with Michael Irvin and the Dallas Cowboys.
They do him dirty.
He fought for the team, yeah. I mean, like I said, they did this this way too early. And honestly, if somebody like me, who's not even a fucking NFL coach, can just realize, like, okay, Dak struggled because of protection. We didn't have our run game, so Dez struggled because of it. Dak doesn't like to throw them 50-50 balls. I mean, everything I just talked about, to me, it should have been a no-brainer for professionals to understand that. You know what I mean? And if there was even a fraction, I honestly truly think that Dez Bryant would have taken a pay cut. Or you never know, dude, because he's good. You know, he is good. And it comes at the end of the day where you're like, yo, you're giving me a pay cut. Like, I'm the shit, man. Like, I'm 88, boy. You know what I mean? Like, it's the point where you're like, okay, maybe I'll take a little pay cut, but it's like, come on, now, it wasn't my fault. Why are you shunning me? My quarterback wasn't getting me the ball. Or my running back was fucking suspended for beating up some chick. Like, why am I getting a pay cut? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been a pride thing, and I wouldn't blame him if you're thinking of it that way.
But, I mean, you definitely have to make the point that his play this year was not up to snuff with other years.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he didn't get as many targets, but he was definitely dropping balls and shit like that.
He's been getting. That's one of the main stats that I kept seeing when they were trading him. This season, he got just as many targets, but nowhere near as many drops.
So there you go.
Nowhere near as many catches. Nowhere near as many touchdowns. Yards, everything, dude. Like that's
a big factor.
A huge factor. His production did drop. I mean, there's reasons in my eyes. Dave don't give a fuck about that. Bryant. Dave don't care.
All right,
about that, Brian.
moving on to, and kind of moving back to MMA in a way, but fucking former Dallas Cowboys scumbag that I'm sure you're very familiar with, Greg Hardy.
Very brief outing with the Cowboys. He was actually, believe it or not, too scummy for the Cowboys.
Wow.
And that, my friends, is saying something.
That is definitely saying something.
You gotta be a cold-blooded scummerson.
Dave?
The Cowboys don't want you.
But anyway, Greg Hardy. Why am I bringing his name up, you might ask?
Maybe he's fighting again?
Well, he's had a brief MMA career going ever since he left the NFL for being such a scumbag. And keep in mind, his variant of scum, I'm pretty sure, was woman beating.
Yes.
That was his line of scum.
That was his line of scum.
His line of scum was woman beating. So, the reason he's in the news again as far as MMA goes is because he hasn't signed a deal to UFC, but he signed a deal to fight on Dana White's show, the Dana White Contender Series or whatever, where...
Has that been an ongoing thing?
That's been a show on
I haven't seen any of that.
Fight Pass, because it's on Fight Pass,
Okay.
and I don't watch fucking amateur fighters. I'm sorry.
I would like to see Greg Hardy fight.
But he, like, pretty much, if you win on that show, it's like... If you impress Dana White, he's giving you a contract and a fight in UFC.
It's like a fucking kind of Ultimate Fighter for different crowds.
Yeah. That was kind of the idea, is to have like a mini kind of Ultimate Fighter thing, but like just Dana deciding who gets contracts.
I don't know. I just feel like picture Dana as like a fucking king or like leading a gladiator squad.
Just
it's like
sitting
he's just eating grapes. And he's just got gladiators fighting for him. Like, yeah, you fucking bitches fighting. And he's just making money. People gambling,
just teasing him with money. Like, oh yeah, here's a contract.
Yeah, like
fight.
sitting there, fucking people betting on the fights and just, oh man, it's fucking party.
It's an underground just like snake bit going on there. But
G.
that's been controversial a little bit because Leslie Smith, who is a female fighter, former UFC fighter at this point, because what happened was her fight was coming up. I want to say it was on the Atlantic City card that just happened, and her opponent pulled out of the fight for whatever reason. They paid her money to show pretty much, and then they cut her from the contract because this was the last fight on her contract, and they didn't offer her a deal to resign or anything like that, which you might seem like, all right, well, whatever, they cut fighters all the time. But keep in mind, this girl's on a 2-fight win streak, and the only reason that they cut her is because she is in talks with a lot of like other fighters and lawyers and shit like that of starting up a fighters union, which is something that the UFC has been totally against for like years and years and years. But like ex-fighters have always been like interested in doing or whatever. So she's been talking union, and they cut her because of it, which was really controversial because the same day that they cut her, they fucking signed Greg Hardy to the Dana White Contender Series. So it's like getting rid of a woman, signing a woman beater. Obviously, fucking the internet was going wild
and
with
then
that.
all that does right there is give the players union like, okay, this is exactly why we fucking need a players union. Look what they do. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of just hurts.
Because they're looking at it like, look at all the other sports. You know what I mean? They're all unionized.
Yep. It's all about the people and the fighters, and all they're gonna want is more fucking money, and they're gonna want more guarantees. Like, they're gonna, you know.
Which honestly, fucking, I was listening to some. I think it was Meltzer was talking about like UFC's making enough money right now to where like they could start paying the fighters a lot more if they needed to or wanted to.
But all the fat cats are just stuffing their pockets, so there's no need for it. They want to pay the talent as least as possible and make as much as possible. The Fertitta brothers, do they still own it or?
Nope.
They sold it, right?
everything. Dana White is
Still-
he's still involved, and I think he still owns shares, but
Yeah, he's probably a third. Honestly, I mean, Dana White's a huge
I don't know if
influence.
he's even that much.
He's a huge spokesperson. I think he has a lot to do with who fights who.
Oh yeah.
Like,
as far as running the company, yeah, he's definitely really involved. But as far as owning the company, I don't think he's got that much of a stake in it anymore.
Yeah, because the people that are above him have even more capital than he does.
Yep. And they're owned by a pretty big, like, actual, like, conglomerate kind of thing that's owned by, like, a bunch of different people.
Shout out to Dana White, man. There's pictures of his young, bald ass when he was young as hell starting this thing up, and now he turned into a multi-million
back when he had
possibly
hair.
billion
He
dollar-
wasn't even
yeah.
bald
Yeah,
back
that
when
is
he
true.
started. But
he
yeah.
has really made some money and made this sport something.
Mm-hmm. Fucking, I was, the people that own WWE or UFC right now, I was even reading some of, like, the Saudi fucking kings and shit, like, have stakes in that fucking company or whatever, which transitions me a little bit into wrestling fucking because this Friday,
Saudis?
this Friday is the greatest Royal Rumble ever in Saudi Arabia at
What the
Friday
fuck?
at
Saudi
noon.
Arabia?
They're gonna be a 50-man Royal Rumble with, like,
Is that
everybody.
is that like a hostile place or no?
It's like a super woman-hating place, which is why WWE is under a lot of flack right now because they're pushing this whole women's movement thing, and, like, Ronda Rousey is their biggest star right now. But this show in Saudi Arabia, none of the women performers are on it. They're in the stadium. There's, like, assigned seating pretty much. So it's like single men who are, like, you know, the biggest wrestling fans in the country, obviously, fucking, they're, like, reserved to the shitty seats, and then the rest of the seats are, like, reserved for, like, just families. But in Saudi Arabia, it's like one of them deals where women have to be accompanied by men at all time. I was reading some shit that they only became legally allowed to drive last year in the country. So,
well, I
like,
mean, I can't hate on them for that. I mean, that's respectful.
they're just looking out for safety right there.
I'm not for beating
come on
bitches,
now.
but hey, keeping them off the
You know,
road.
keeping
I
the
mean,
road safe. Everybody's about that, right? Am I
there
right,
you
Dave?
go.
Yeah.
But fucking. So anyway, WWE's getting a lot of shit for that, obviously. But, the fuck. Oh yeah, the other major WWE news that Dave, I'm sure you are very concerned about this because it concerns none other than your boy.
Oh, of course. John
Cena
Cena.
Nation. Have you heard?
No, I have not. I was just
Jonathan,
mentioning
have
my
you
boy.
heard?
No, I've not.
Cena?
Fire?
No. Broken up with
Oh, I did.
Nikki Bella.
That
Split. Dave.
Really?
Shocked? Or
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
pretty
big
shocked.
beautiful
Pretty
fucking
shocked.
proposal. All that,
Yeah,
everything.
proposal at WrestleMania. A WrestleMania moment.
Super huge kayfabe fucking, plot twist.
Oh, do you think it's
Oh, no, I have no idea. I don't know the details in it or anything, but,
I like what you're going with that. It is
Wouldn't
possible.
surprise me.
Hey, it wouldn't shock me if this was all
I
storyline.
don't know, man. She just got tired, man. She just couldn't sing them.
No. Do you want to hear what the rumor is?
What is the rumor?
Well, the
who's she fucking?
No. It's nothing like that. Nikki Bella, are you kidding me? She's all over that Cena dick, probably. That's the only reason she has a career fucking in WWE.
What are the rumors?
Rumor has it, nothing serious, but rumor has it that Cena, one, was getting cold feet the closer they were getting to the wedding because he had a previous marriage before which fell apart or whatever, so, that was kind of making him feel iffy about it. And two, he didn't want kids and Nikki Bella wants kids. So that was like their big kind of dispute or whatever. So now they've broken up. At first it was all cordial, like, oh, we've respectfully decided to break up. But now Nikki Bella's publicist is saying all kinds of shit like, oh, she never needed John Cena. John Cena should have been happy to be fucking engaged to Nikki Bella and all this crazy shit.
Who said that?
What?
They're publicists and all this shit.
Well, I mean, at least they're not making, abuse accusations or any crazy
Nah,
accusations.
She probably wouldn't sign that prenup. She was fucking probably after his money.
Damn.
Wouldn't
you
surprise me.
I don't know. She's making good money herself.
Yeah, but not Cena money.
I know it's not Cena money,
Nigga,
but
he fucking runs this shit. She's just chopped liver, dude. She's probably
is chopped
making
liver.
like $100K a year.
she's on
He's
her
probably
own
making
TV
like fucking
show though.
20 mil.
That's the kind of the interesting thing too is that they filmed this Total Bellas TV show or whatever. So because obviously they got to cover the breakup, right? I'm pretty sure they've been filming like this whole time. That's just been kind of going on.
Making good for ratings. That's why they do.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But
Excited for that show.
keep in mind though that this show, although it's a reality show, is 100% not reality and 100% scripted. Like even to the point where cameras like are scheduled to be there on like certain filming days, and it's like, all right, we're doing this storyline this day or whatever. So the question is, like, how are they going to do the storyline breakup? Or are they even going to bother doing a storyline breakup?
They probably. Well, I mean, it's honestly probably up to them.
Definitely.
If they're probably going to talk to Cena, but yeah, you feel like doing
It's going to be
Well, they've been
ratings.
They have to put the season out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're contracted for another season. So that's the thing. It's like, how do they end it?
They're going to want some of that drama on there. I mean, they're going to
Obviously.
mention it. They're going to mention it, and they'll probably show any and all clips that they have that Bella and fucking Cena actually agree to them showing. You know what I mean? But they're going to
if
use
you're
the
Cena,
breakup.
do you agree to show anything?
I mean, honestly,
Depending on how salty
it honestly
it is,
just gets it honestly gets down to real shit and
Yeah.
like real like how they feel about each other. You know what I mean?
It
That's what
wasn't
really
like serious fighting, throwing shit at the walls.
Yeah, this
or
is
was it
more.
just
This is more than Vince. Like, yeah, we're gonna do a storyline. You fucking, you guys breaking up and shit.
Listen, I got a brilliant idea.
Because this isn't kayfabe. Like, they really fucking, he got cold feet, like you said, I guess, or whatever. Like, they broke up a marriage. So, I mean, it's up to them. I mean, them being in the spotlight all the time, I feel like they're both gonna just be like, yeah, show whatever. Like, fuck it. Like, we broke up.
Yeah,
like they're gonna keep it somewhat professional. I feel like they're gonna show it.
They're going to show it.
They're
It's
telling
good
you,
for
it's gonna
ratings,
boost
too.
your
I mean,
ratings. You're gonna
she's
make
going to...
more fucking You're making more money. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
won't catch me watching that.
it's interesting. I think it's just funny though that they fucking had this big WrestleMania moment and all this bullshit.
Yeah, that was like
Just to
what, 6 months
squander it.
ago, right? 6 months ago.
Nah, it wasn't last WrestleMania. It was the WrestleMania before that. So squandered regardless. But yeah, fucking
What, it's been like a year probably.
yeah, over a year. So that's been WWE news. Other than that, in WWE, fucking Bruno Sammartino, which you guys probably never heard of Bruno
don't think
Sammartino,
so.
but he was like champion in the 70s for like fucking a decade straight or whatever. Like one of the most like legendary champions ever. Just recently died too. Lots of people have been dying fucking in these past 2 weeks. So he died, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much. Oh, WrestleMania fucking happened too, which fucking, WrestleMania was whatever. Big Dog versus Roman Reigns in the fucking main event. Fucking Roman hit Brock with like 5 big dogs.
Ate them all probably. Brock
Germaned him like 6 times and
got
won.
that check.
He won in a big surprise though, because everybody was going into this thinking the plan has been for like 3 years.
People thought Brock was gonna lose.
Yeah, the plan has been for like 3 years that Roman is gonna get build up. Brock is gonna destroy everybody with the F5, and this is all gonna build to that huge moment where at WrestleMania Brock gives Roman the F5, and then Roman kicks out, gives him the spear, and wins. This was Vince's plan all along.
So everybody thought.
Apparently.
They didn't want Brock losing. Dude. Brock is just Brock. He's coming in to cash some checks. You only see him for the big money bank fucking fight.
Exactly. But
He's
in
about
that
to be
sense,
cashing in, probably trying to fight some motherfucker in UFC because he wants
that's
to
the
make even
thing.
more
Everybody
money.
thought he was leaving for UFC, but apparently he signed a new deal. Nobody knows the details of the deal yet. Like, there's speculation that it could be for like 3 more matches.
They need to have fucking Braun Strowman.
That's what.
Overtake Brock. He's
That's
the new
what
Brock.
everybody who's a real wrestling fan.
He's just the next freak of nature,
But
dude.
at
He
this-
probably is bigger than Brock, kinda.
Yeah,
like,
he
he's
kinda
taller.
is. Did you
Brock's
see?
probably wider and thicker.
Have you
but-
seen the one clip where Braun, like, they're in a match together and Braun like knees the shit out of Brock
Yeah,
accidentally?
stiff some. I did watch that.
And then
yes.
Brock punches the shit out of Braun.
Dude,
That's a great clip.
They were 2 hard stiffs, man. That was good. I like that.
I know.
I didn't watch that whole match. It's probably fun to see them in the ring because they're both freaks of nature.
Yeah, I don't remember that match too much, but I'm
That
pretty
just
sure it
showed
was
you
a fun
though,
match.
like Brock could knock that motherfucker
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Like, dude, like.
And Brock's not known as a striker. But yeah,
he's
so-
throwing lunch boxes when he throws them, though, dude. He's a beast.
But yeah, what
I want to see him fight Cormier. How's Cormier gonna handle that?
we're gonna find out if Brock ever fights for UFC and if Cormier beats Stipe. I can't wait for Stipe versus Daniel. That's gonna be fucking sick.
This is gonna be the true. If Cormier or Stipe has to fight Brock, that's gonna be the
I feel
true
like
test.
Stipe-
If technique can beat power and strength.
Well, Brock's been beat before for technique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
So
I
it's
just
not
feel
it's
like
be a
Danny
shocker.
Corm and him, like the size difference, the muscle difference, the strength difference, like that's
It's gonna be interesting.
even for an Olympic wrestler as good as Danny Corm. I feel like that is gonna be tough, man.
I feel like Stipe kind of has a better chance,
Do you
honestly,
think?
if that fight happens. Because
You think so?
Stipe's been used to fighting these bigger guys, like fucking. He just fought Francis Ngannou as his last fight, which honestly, he's not that bulky kind of big like Brock, but he's big as fuck like Brock. You know what I mean? Like he's a real heavyweight. But we're coming up on time. You know, we talked about all kinds of shit. We'll fucking wrap it up there, I guess. I've been Tank Franklin.
Jonathan, a.k.a. Way Too Nice.
I'm Gentle Warrior.
And we'll see you on the next one.